Hey, I'm back. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but let's kick off another Midnight Massacre. Let's talk about a movie with substance, The Substance. So I don't know about you, but I fucking love body horror. And I have so much body horror that I own on discs. Give me 1 second. I got more body horror than I got bodies because I got one body and a lot of body horror. So let's talk about body horror for a brief second. So body horror is a genre of a genre, so a subgenre, if you will, of horror films that deal with the messiness and the just our biology in horrific ways. And the godfather of that is my all-time favorite filmmaker besides John Carpenter, David Cronenberg. And he pioneered body horror with the classics such as Videodrome. Shivers. We got this one's so good. I haven't even opened it. It's Dead Ringers. It's got twin gynecologists that are being weirdos. It's great. It's Jeremy Irons playing two people, so you get double the bang for your buck. And then we got his latest film, Crimes of the Future, which is fantastic. Then we got Crash, where people are having weird car sex. The Brood. It's a very brooding film. Scanners. See if you can scan that barcode. Oh, wait. There we go. And Papa Cronenberg has created a subgenre that I love because it's so freaking gross and gooey and weird that his son decided to join in with, hits like a Possessor and Infinity Pool. This one, keep the kiddos at home for that one. But you know what? Body horror has extended outside of the Cronenbergs. We get stuff like Raw. It's a very raw film. I did not think this out with the green screen, so my apologies. Things will get better. And then we got stuff that's bad biology. I don't know if it's body horror or not, but it's about biology that's gone bad, so it has to be. Anyway, so let's talk about The Substance. This might be the greatest body horror film ever freaking made. Um, French director. I am so ill prepared. I'm gonna look her up right now. You can tell we're off to a great start. Uh, I can't pronounce it because it's French. Carol. I'm not even gonna butcher. She did Revenge a few years ago and it was great. So this movie, a few months ago, I kept hearing buzz. Oh, Demi Moore is supposed to be in this great movie. This, and that. Then I saw a trailer for this movie, and it did not advertise itself as a body horror. It looked very David Lynchian, kind of, just kind of weird, kind of quirky sensibility of the industry and the double standards of beauty. And I'm just like, I'm intrigued because you got Dennis Quaid being a weird Hollywood sleazebag. Sure, I'm down. Um, so this is without a doubt the best movie I have seen all year and probably will see all year, and I think it might be the best fucking movie ever made. Um, so the movie stars Demi Moore as a aging actress who does a exercise show because apparently, even though it's not the 80s, she does an exercise the show like it is the 80s. And because she's getting old, she gets fired, and she is really upset because she does not want to get old. That's a common thing that a lot of people deal with is not wanting to get old. It's the inevitable. We're made out of biological matter. Over time, that decays. And the first shot of this film is so freaking perfect. So freaking perfect. I think her character's name is Elizabeth Sparkles. So it's her getting her star on like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So the camera's like down on the star. And it's at the premiere, everybody's applauding her, and hey, hey. And then, time passes, some guy steps over it, and it's like, oh, it's that lady from that one movie. And then as more time passes, it starts getting decayed. You got like people walking all over it, some guy eating a hamburger and spilling ketchup all over the star. And it just perfectly shows just kind of her legacy becoming forgotten as she's gotten older and as time, has passed her by. So she wants to remedy this. She wants to be the hot thing in Hollywood again. So she comes across this black market drug called a substance. It's really kind of we don't know where it comes from. We just know that she got in a car crash, and then she goes to the doctor, and the doctor starts like touching her spine or some weird shit, and he says, you're a perfect candidate. Gives her back her coat. In the coat is a USB drive with a phone number on it. She plugs the USB drive in her TV. There's an ad that does not say much, but it says everything about what the substance is. And she's like, you know what the heck? What have I got to lose? So and the whole crucifix, or the whole catalyst, if you will, crucifix, what is this? Catalyst of this is in the paper is a casting ad for the new Elizabeth Sparkle. So that's where she's like, you know what? Frick this. I am going to try the substance. So she calls a number. It's some weird guy that calls. You don't know who it is. And then she has to go to this alley and go to this weird spot. And then there's this place where she picks up her kit. And the thing is, you have to follow the rules. You have to remember you are one and to respect the balance. So essentially, what happens is she tries out the substance, and basically being born from her back is a younger, more perfect version of herself, played by Margaret Qualley, who the last few years has been fucking phenomenal in everything I've seen her in, like Kinds of Kindness this year, and just like everything. She's great. Um, so there are two. There's the younger, and then there's Demi Moore, and each one has 7 days to exist, and then they have to switch back to the other body. Um, and you have to stabilize every day, which means you have to stick a long needle into the back of whoever is not being used. So for example, Margaret Qualley would be sticking a needle in Demi's Moore back and sucking out some fluid and injecting it into herself to stabilize. And you know what? You got two different people that are the same inside their two different bodies, and they both want to do different things with their bodies. Like Demi Moore, who, by the way, I'm not familiar with her as an actor, but she is great in this, and from my understanding, this is probably her finest performance ever. She is freaking phenomenal. She's just going all in for this. It's a very vulnerable role, with the amount of kind of um, what she has to do, and what the film is about, and it being it's her parodying her own kind of public image, and then the media's obsession with her public image. And that's what this whole movie is about. It's about media's obsession with beauty, with youth, with perfection, and just the damage that causes. So of course, the younger one comes in, she gets a new role for the new TV show, exercise show, and it's more hip, it's more like sexual, it's more kind of in your face. Um, and living her best life. And then when she switches back to Demi Moore, kind of older, Demi Moore just can't stand the fact that she's not living young. So she just like is in her apartment the whole day, just binge eating left and right. And from when reviews came out for this movie and everything I heard about it, saying it's just the fucking gnarliest, most grossest thing you'll ever watch. And I'm just like, I've heard that so many times. We had Terrifier 2 a few years ago. Everybody says the nastiest thing ever, and it's nasty, but it's not the nastiest thing ever. Um, so what happens is obviously she wants to stay young, and the younger version wants to like further her career. So she starts taking more and more from Demi Moore to like stabilize herself. But the thing is you have to do 7 days, and anything that is taken more when Demi Moore comes back into her own like consciousness and stuff, like she starts aging, like it takes away from her body essentially. So basically, the younger version is stealing what life is left in Demi Moore. So it's this really interesting, dynamic of these two contrasting um sides of the same person. And there's some really gross close-ups and stuff, but nothing I thought was, grossest thing ever. Also, Dennis Quaid is the TV producer or whatnot, the guy that runs the TV show or whatnot, and he is amazing. He is so over the top. Gave me a lot of like Brazil vibes. And there's a scene like this movie gets freaking disgusting, but the most disgusting thing in the movie is at the beginning when he's eating shrimp and there's just lots and lots of close-ups of his mouth opening and the shrimp and stuff. And this movie uses close-ups very, very well, which you don't see a lot nowadays, which I loved it. But as the movie is going on, I'm just like, this is really good. This is really smart, but it's nowhere near as freaking nasty as everybody makes it out to be. And I don't want to say anything more, plot wise, because it's going to be a big surprise. But the last 30 minutes of that movie, batshit insanity, just it goes over the top, and then it tops that top. So it's like five tops being topped. That doesn't make any sense, but it is fucking bonkers. And then amazing practical effects work, some really gnarly shit, and it goes full like a friend of mine said Screaming Mad George, who's a makeup effects artist who did a bunch of gross crap in the 80s and 90s, and it just like it goes there and then it goes above there, and because it's body horror and it's dealing with this obsession of age and stuff, and it also has a lot of humor to it too, so it's not just like straight up gross, it's like gross and funny. um it just it I've never seen a body horror film use body horror so effectively to deliver its message. Like Cronenberg stuff is great, but it can be a bit like esoteric or a bit too kind of cold and clinical and like overly like unsettling with this kind of this lack of, say, consent would be a good word for stuff like dead ringers or whatnot, where it just makes you freaking uncomfortable because you're just like ugh. And like that's a point of his stuff, but this uses body as it's fucking perfect. Like I can't even speak. It's so good. Oh my God. Go watch it. Go watch it in a crowded theater if you can. Support this weird shit. Watch it in a crowded theater and count how many people walk out because they're so fucking disgusted by seeing all the weird shit that this wonderful French woman put on screen. I cannot recommend The Substance enough. Beautiful. Um, so yeah, that's The Substance. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I just thought I'd do a quick review because I love that movie so fucking much. It's so good. And I'm going to be getting that shit in 4K day one. Thank you for watching. If you have seen The Substance, let me know what you think down somewhere. I hate this shit. I don't care about metrics or whatnot. YouTube, you fuck yourself. Anyways, let me know what you think of The Substance if you saw it. See you next time.